Come in, hang out. Let's chill together and have a good discussion. Got to get my official chair. And it looks like the YouTube's not going to pick it up. Give me a couple more minutes. Hey, somebody's here. How's it going? I'm taking a break in the shop today. Had a lot of stuff going on the last couple of days. I'm taking it easy today. And using a bunch of... Hey, Bigfoot, how are you? Spreading oil dry right now. Tomorrow is shop clean day. So what are you up to? Just kind of taking it easy today. Kind of tired the last 2 days wandering around on the car. Aren't you working on a Chrysler or something? From what I remember, you were. Although my memory's not that good, so. Off today, replace the battery in the wife's Acura. Yeah. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? 63 Belvedere. I thought it was some kind of a Mopar production. I looked at an old Cornet here a couple months ago. And if I get one or two of these projects completed, I may go back and look at it a little closer, but I got enough projects now. The car had been sitting for, I'm going to say, probably close to 30 years, because it was right next to the Pinto that I bought. We got the hood open. There's so much stuff the mice and squirrels have brought into it, you can't really tell what it is because it's full of leaves and twigs all the way up to the top of the fenders. So it's ready to be painted, but it's been cold. Yes, it has. Yesterday it was 75 degrees here. It was actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, I felt spent all day of it in the shop, so really didn't get to enjoy any of it. Today it's down to 56, I think. So it wouldn't break my heart if we had 70-degree weather from now until whenever. Yeah. Hang around, you know, it'll change. We've had some massive changes here uh, just overnight a few times. So. But I'm about over winter. Although we do need some freaking rain. My ponds are about dry. And I really don't want them to dry up because I got fish in them. So. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. Anything else going on today? Roxanne, what are you doing? I didn't schedule today's live because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do today. Perrier, how are you? I don't understand what that means, but anyway, Patrick, how's it going, buddy? Yes, definitely over winter. But I'm afraid that some of you guys have been hit pretty hard with it. But where I'm at, we haven't really got covered in a lot of snow. But I'm afraid that we'll probably end up with some snow in April. It's usually the way it works. So I got to, when I was talking about doing this van and doing the components of retro, everybody wants me to go retro with the radio and stuff. And you can still find CD players on Amazon and stuff. But I got to looking around, and lo and behold, that was in the Mustang. So, and it's a Kenwood. So, and I know it works. So I will be putting that into the van when I get the console done. So I'm glad I happened to get in it when I was trying to start it, and I'm thinking, I'll be damned, that's a CD player. I turned it on, it worked, it actually spit out a CD. And then, yesterday, I found a box of CDs. So, I actually found a box of cassettes too. That's way back, so. Didn't look through them to see what they were. I don't know where the CDs run off to, but found all kinds of cassettes. Have no idea what's in here. Not even sure where it came from. It might have came out of an old car. Because I never had that many cassettes. Well, they might actually be worth money. Oh boy. I'm definitely going to say these weren't mine. Reba, Neil McCoy, Shania Twain, Lorrie Morgan. There is a CCR in there. Yeah. That's about the only one closest to my taste would be the CCR. Yeah, Carly Simon, not. Definitely not mine, that's for sure. So I don't know where they come from. I'll probably keep it to CCR, even though I don't have nothing to play it in. Anyway, Bick, how's it going? I was just going through. I found some old audio cassette tapes. I have no idea where they came from, but I found them. But I have nothing to play them in. I also found some music CDs, and for the life of me, I don't know where I set them. You guys ever have that problem? You set something down and you can't find it 2 minutes later? Walk over here, see if I can't find them. Surely that selection of the CDs is going to be better than what I just had. But I don't know. Now let me take you with me. Maybe you guys can find them. All right, if you guys see them, holler. I definitely have to clean the shop. That's why I can't find anything. And I realize that, guys. So that you're preaching to the choir. They were in a box. Everything's really a wreck because I had to dig out the cherry picker the other day. Everywhere I look is a mess. You guys want to come and help clean? Must be in the other part. So I don't see them in here. I do not. Did you guys see anything? It's better than it was yesterday. Hey, Randy. I'm looking. I found some CDs. I just told the guys that everybody was thinking I ought to go retro with the van on the components. It means the radio didn't work. I just happened to get messing around in the Mustang, and lo and behold, there was a Kenwood CD player in there. Needless to say, that came out. And it will be going in the van. But now, I'm looking for that box of CDs that I found the other day that now I can't find. You guys ever have that problem? One of these days, I promise I will clean. That was what I was going to do today. And I did. I burned a half dozen boxes or so, huge boxes that the gas tank and stuff come out of. We are making progress on the console. A lot of the wood was broken in it. Probably be easier to make a new one, but patching in where the old things are at. It's got so many holes in it, and I'm not going to have that many holes in it, so I'll have one for the CB and the stereo. And I haven't been able to find a backup camera that I want, which it probably, it's not really made for the air, but the van's kind of hard to see out of. Hell, I don't know where they're at. I'll find them as soon as the live stream ends, I promise you. That's just the way things work. Anyway, not the end of the world. Thought I'd show you, because I'm sure some of you guys probably haven't ever seen. Well, you've probably seen them, but never owned any. You ever had music CDs, Randy? I know that was probably before your time. It's going pretty good today, Craig. I'm taking a break today. Last 2 days I busted my hump in here and wasted my 75-degree day. Yeah, nobody uses them anymore, but I was trying to keep with the theme of the 90s van, so, but did you ever own one, Randy? If I put a stereo back in the Mustang, I'll probably put something more advanced in it. Something that has Bluetooth stuff, so. Yeah, so. Yeah, I spent probably 6 hours in the shop on Monday and a good 5 hours yesterday in here. And I tell you what, I hurt so damn bad last night after I took a shower that this morning I woke up sore, and I've got, my hands are just all tore to hell from everything. But it's what happens when you get old, you get thin skin. Yep, Bick, I did too. Matter of fact, I just had a bag of, I think, now that I think about it, that thing's full of cassettes. I'm sure these were probably my wife's. They're pretty much all country, old country, so. One Creedence Clearwater Revival. Hopefully that'll be a good one if I ever find something to play it in. But, well, there's Carlo. How are you, buddy? Oh, that's not good. You've been up 3 hours. I've had nights like that. Some days you wake up and you can't get back to sleep. Toss and turn, and sometimes you're better off just to get up. But it does happen. Vic, are you working on anything? Did you see my comment on your video this morning, Randy? Nope, just life. Sometimes life's a struggle all on its own. But we all muddle through it because there's no instructions on life. And you know, as men, You know we wouldn't read the instructions even if there were instructions. So, woken by an email from Maria. Wow. That's okay. That's okay, Randy. YouTube's been jacking up here a lot the last few days, I think. I don't know if something wrong with their servers or what, but we're at their mercy. What are we to do, right? So, definitely tomorrow is going to be a semi-shop cleaning day. It's not going to get 100% clean, but I got to make room to get that Pontiac in here. So, and I'd like to get the workspace cleaned up, get all the oil off the floor, the tools rearranged. I really need to clean the house garage so I can get these lawnmowers parked over there. That'll open up a lot of room. Actually, have three riding lawnmowers in this building. One of them I don't even use. I need to just drag it out in the weather. Yeah, cleaning sucks. So it really does. We all know that. Yep, I don't think anybody likes to clean. I'd say if you do, you're probably a rarity. So. This is a Chevrolet, a 1990 Chevrolet G20 van. So basically it's a van on a 3/4 ton chassis. They have C10, or no, not C10. It'd be like a C20 pickup truck. This is G series van. They had them in a G10, G20, and a G30. They might have had some bigger ones, but these were the main ones. The 20 was probably the most popular that they used to customize and stuff. So vans used to be the bomb here back in the boogie days, the mid to late 70s or early 80s. So it is the A-Team van, actually. I'll take you to the other side where you can see it. I've got a board up here. That's my holder for the console. Now, can you see that? It's exactly what she is. It's a tribute van that a gentleman from another YouTube channel, he took a van and painted it up like the A-Team van. I purchased it from him, and I've done a lot of work to it, even though a lot of people think I haven't out there in the car world. But I have done a lot of work to it, and I have a lot more work to do to it. I completely went through all the brakes, front to back, new brake lines, new wheel cylinders, calipers, everything. Changed the front bucket seats. I've got to start working on the headliner. It's ripped up above the passer thing. I just bought the material the other day. So I have one more long form video coming out on the Mustang, and then we're going to switch over to the interior of the van while I get the parts in here for the Pontiac, because I got to buy lots of parts for the Pontiac. And then we're going to get on the Pontiac and do some long form videos on rebuilding it. So that's the game plan for now. So Some days you just need days to relax, chill, and reset. I call them mental health days. And the older I get, the more mental health days I need. Hello, Colleen. How are you? Just kind of hanging out today. Just telling everybody last spent about 11 hours in the shop the last couple of days. I'm tired. So it's like I was talking when you come in, mental health day. This is my mental health day. Yeah, that's true. There's a Monday afternoon. If I was a drinker, would have been a good day to get sloshed. But then I know if I would have drank Monday evening, Tuesday morning I would have been over here working. So, double-edged sword. Okay, Vic, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it. It's kind of neat. People from all over the country come in, which, Randy, I know you guys have people from all over the world, just all over the place. It's insane, the amount of people. I think you have more people from overseas here lately than you have from the States, which is good. Your reach is going further. Ah, I may. I'm probably going to have to change my time on the live streams here directly. I'm trying to get everybody's schedule kind of figured out so I don't step on toes. I know what the people do on Monday night, Tuesday night, Friday night, which I have no desire to do on Friday night. I'm kind of thinking about doing them on Wednesday nights because Colleen told me about this one channel that's on Thursday nights, and they're too damn funny to miss. It's a good time. It's almost like Roland and Martin's Laugh-In back in the day. And again, a lot of you probably don't know that reference, but in today's world, it would be, what would it be? Like watching Chris Rock or something, I don't know. Hello, Lars. How are you today? Well, I appreciate that, Randy, but um, if I end up changing them in the evening, like say, I'm gonna do a little checking out again on tonight and see who does go out, because I'm thinking Wednesdays maybe 7. I don't know. Um I'll just see if who all I'm competing against. Hopefully, it won't be. They start at 6:30 and normally run an hour and 30 minutes. 6:30, so they're done at 8. So 8 to 9. Boy, Colleen, that'd be pushing my bedtime. It's not out of the question, but it may. Do I ever work, Francis? Do I ever work on '69 Volkswagen Beetles? No, I do not. Beetles are not very popular in my area. They're not very plentiful. CCR, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. Hey, just when do you guys do your live streams? I keep missing them, I guess. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing a live stream once a week instead of doing them in the afternoon. and doing them probably at 7 o'clock at nighttime. But Tech Talk with Shane in Dallas. Okay. Sunday around 6. Okay. Is that the only day you do live streams, or do you just, I mean, scheduled, I guess you could say, live streams? From Harriston, Ontario, Canada. Well, welcome. I'm in the United States, if you haven't figured out. We've got people from Australia in here, Canada. So, okay. Well, I seen where I had missed one of yours, so get back after it. Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, like I say, I'm trying not to step on his toes, but to try to get him at popular times, it's difficult. Like I say, I have no desire to do them all the time, just one a week. So life gets in the way of YouTube sometimes. I'm sure you all know that and deal with that on a daily basis. So yeah, I know Doug does his on Mondays, correct? And does he do, yes, does he do an hour or 2 hours? I've been on him a few times, but a lot of times I can't, like y'all, I can't sit and watch them from end to end. Generally 2 hours, okay. Hello, Olivia. How are you? You having a good day? You guys think I should drive around with that board sticking out of the van? And when you work by yourself, you've got to adapt when you need an extra set of hands. So it's working so far. It needs to be shoved up in there a little further, but it works. So just okay. Well, that's better than bad. If you did 6, you could pick any day. Okay. I know this time of day for most people, everybody's still working. So it cuts down on a lot of stuff. And, you know, luckily I got a couple people from across the world that's early morning for them. So, you know, they come in and show up. So, just like be able to reach a few more people if possible. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, been trying to gain a few subscribers. I've been wanting to try to hit 1,000 by March the 1st, but it's kind of slow. So I'm still getting them on a regular basis, about 10 a week. But I just a milestone I wanted to hit. Having an active channel for a year and hitting 1,000 mark. So no big deal if I don't. So you forgot that you had a charger that still works, and I don't just have to drive my Subaru. You got a Subaru? It's not a Subaru Brat, is it? Always wanted a Subaru Brat. Seen they had a Subaru Brat on Gas Monkey the other day on their video. I think they came out about the same time I was getting my driver's license. But at that time, there was no Subarus anywhere around. It's a 95 WRX STI. I'll have to look that up because I don't know what that is. So, yeah, when I was younger, to get a Subaru, I would have had to drive to St. Louis, have been the closest dealership, which was a little over an hour away. And Impreza, okay, Impreza. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but I remember those. Subaru Technical International. Okay. Hey, Mark Suave, how are you? I am doing good. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. We're just kind of hanging out, chatting about random things today. Kind of been busy, kind of having a down day today. So I do a live stream every week at 3 o'clock Central Time. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate your subbing. Also, so if you don't mind, look at one of my shorts and make a comment. So YouTube doesn't take your subscription back away because they are notorious for that. So, okay, Carlo, enjoy. Frankie, where's the Mustang at? Right there. I've been working on it the last 2 days. No, nothing crazy. I didn't say any bad words or anything like that, so you're good. Oh, wait, it's Cape Horn. Bought Cape Cod. Okay, I guess I missed something there, Olivia. I was thinking the same thing, Mark. I just wasn't going to say it. So, where are you from, Mark? You have to excuse Carlo. It's early morning. He's from Australia, so it's mid-afternoon here where I'm at. So it's actually 3:40 p.m. here, Quebec side of Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario. Okay. Well, welcome. I think you are the second person from Canada is in here today so far. Hello, Jared. Had to think of your name for a second, but I got it. How are you doing, buddy? How's that Chrysler coming on? 440 there. Okay. So you're in Eastern time zone then, is that correct, Mark? Never heard of that one, Mark. The Mercury. Coming along, yep. Yep. They're all a work in progress, seems like. I'm just kind of taking an easy day today, Jared. It's I spent 11 hours in the shop the last 2 days, and I'm kind of tired. Gotta recoup a little, couple days tomorrow. Tomorrow is shop cleaning day. Not that it needs to be done. You didn't see the walkthrough a while ago, but these guys can attest to you that it's a freaking wreck. So Frankie, I've been robbing parts off the Mustang, so I know work and life really gets in the way of YouTube. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I got to get that Pontiac in here too. I got to get in here and get it see what all kinds of parts I got to buy. I know I got to buy part of a floorboard. I just don't know how much of a floorboard. I don't know what it's like on the other sides. I know the driver's floorboard is gone. I don't know. Once I get the seat and the carpeting out, I'll know more. But I'll have to get that ordered. Some engine upgrades that I want to do to it. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do a brake conversion on it or not. Probably oughtn't to do any brake work because the comment I made on Randy's video a while ago. So, ain't that right, Randy? I told him that he was working on his brakes on his Toyota on his video today, and I said, brakes are for sissies, man. That's right. You got that right. I know. Practice what I preach. Richard, how are you doing, my man? Does them RC cars, does that snow bother them things? You were ripping up that snow now. Yeah, they just slow us down, damn brakes. I don't know what the hell. Oh, don't even start on editing. Nah, I didn't want to think about that. I cringe at the thought of it. I don't mind making the videos. It's the editing process. That's where my downfall is. So. But like I say, I've got one more coming out for the Mustang that I hope to put out sometime this weekend. My goal is to put it out on Sunday, and then I got to get back on the van here. I just stole the AM/FM actual CD player, guys, to put in the van. Trying to keep it retro. I bought all the headliner material, all the vinyl for the console, and we're probably going to do that and a few other interior upgrades, and then we're going to back her out for a while, and by that time it'll be warm enough to get the Pontiac over on this side, get it up on the left to check it out. Welcome back, Carlo. Everything come out okay? Coffee is a magical thing, isn't it? Oh no. Yeah, went through that one time about I know what you use, but I use Filmora, and for some reason, it prompted me to do an update, and when I did the update, all the video I edited, it lost it all. After I spent several hours editing, I had to go back and start from scratch. So it just about made me go purchase a different program. Good deal, Carlo. Everything's pretty good. In my part of the world, everything is normal, as normal as it gets. I'm not around the big cities where all the craziness goes on and stuff. I live in the part of the world we call God's country. So, the closest town to me has a population of about 300 people. It has no convenience store. Actually, it only has two businesses, a small cafe and a Dollar General, because what would a town be without a Dollar General? Hey, it's what we do, Richard. It's what we do. We comment and like our friends' videos to help with the algorithms and try to make them go do what we can do. So, and I assure you that I watch every video from beginning to end on the people that I get notifications for. So I know a lot of people don't have time to watch them all, but I try to make time. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to put a couple TVs in the shop so I can have them running, kind of like Randy's do, because they constantly have YouTube going on, watching somebody's channel that they subscribe to. So, which helps everybody and helps their watch hours, helps our watch hours, and which is great. As much time as I spend on YouTube, my watch hours will drop if I quit watching stuff. So, yep. Yeah, I know about where you're at, and I rode my motorcycle through there many times. So you can put the TV to play a mix, makes every video a surprise, huh? Yeah, I never thought about that. Does it only play the channels that you're subscribed to, or does it just play random videos? Ruppel, how are you? Glad you showed up. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna put one back here where that yellow thing is at, and then that's gonna be the old antique TV that I got, and then I'm gonna put probably one just to the left of that window there. But they're the old house TVs. There's one I've got that we currently use, and I absolutely hate it. It's a Google TV. Absolutely hate that damn TV. It is the processor, I guess is what it is so slow. My Fire Stick on the old TV was faster than the processor in the new TV. But again, the lesson that's hard learned is you get what you pay for. It's only taken me 60 years to figure that out, and I still have to catch myself and think, why am I buying this cheap stuff? Why am I cutting corners? I don't have to cut it. Corners. Buy something good and buy it once. So that's kind of where I'm at on the cars. I was thinking about buying a cheap knockoff intake for the Pontiac, but I think I'm gonna go with the Edelbrock brand and be done with it. Get caught up here. Had to go out last night and test it out, the new Armada. Trying to just straighten you up, not make you guys sick. Motion sickness. Was that the video you posted this morning, Richard? See, Randy, you need to do a Kane channel. The Adventures of Kane. Hey, got a good title for it. Get another dog, call it Abel. Then you could do The Adventures of Cain and Abel. That sounds like a channel there. Cheap to save for parts. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and after looking at the parts, Pontiac parts are a wee bit more expensive than Chevrolet parts. Just a bit. I think it'd go over good. People like dogs. Maybe you could get a dog and a cat. There you go. I know how your dad feels about them cats. It becomes Harry Kane. How about calling it Hurra? You could name it Hurra, and then it'd be Hurricane. Oh, that'd be hilarious to watch, though. Probably not for the cat, but your dad would lose his mind. He would. He would absolutely lose his mind. You'll have to tell him that tonight on the live stream. Pure cane sugar, huh? Cane sugar. The dog would run from the cats. Oh. It'd probably be more trouble than it would be worth, to be honest, so. But it sounds funny. I know, I've seen people that's pretty much their channel is dog stuff. I'm not against that. Hey, it's better than a sleeping channel. So. I mean, look at all these little videos they have in their little freaking talking chihuahua. People go nuts over that. Another mouth I have to feed. Yep. Yep. I don't understand it. I don't. I was looking for a channel the other day, and some guy's got a channel, and digital creator. Ain't we all? Everybody. I'd say 80% of the people in the world now are digital creators. So, but anyway, he's got a GoFundMe page. This guy had a GoFundMe page, so everybody could pay money so he could buy a new camera. I'm like, wow. Whatever works for him. I ain't that way. Can't do it. Hell, I'd just be tickled to death to have a sponsor to give me the parts for cost. Summit, you listening? Need a parts sponsor. Yeah, wow. Capital, wow. Yeah, I know. But it is what it is. That is true, Frankie. Sucker, chump, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I ain't getting nothing from me. That's for damn sure. But you know what? I can't blame them for asking. I guess I blame the people that actually give them the money. So if you're dumb enough to give them your hard-earned money, it's your money. Do what you want to with it. I'll save my money for parts. Ace FI. I don't know what Ace FI is. Well, I understand that. And, you know, Jegs ain't going to sponsor you either because they're too busy making commercials for themselves. I mean, which is fine. It's their money. They can advertise how they want to. But they're not going to help any little bitty. I did come across a new channel today. It was actually advertised on YouTube. Now I can't think of it. It was Carpet Place. I'd have to look on my phone to tell you what it was, but it has, I think they have floor pans, they have headliners, they have seat covers, new seats, actually retro seats done in the same design as the old seats, which is, I think, pretty rare itself. So, Ace fuel injection. Okay, cheaper than Holley EFI. Yep. And we all know that, I don't know if you guys have them, but we have O'Reilly's. They're just everywhere in our area because the main warehouse is 30 miles away from us. They're not going to sponsor anything because, you know, we are definitely just peons to them. And I'd say, unless you have 1 million subscribers, they're probably not even going to look at you. So, but like I say, that's their choices. And it would be nice. We can all dream, I guess. I did have a company reach out to me wanting me to do a review on some running boards, but I'm a little gun shy of getting involved with companies overseas. So, a commercial account, huh? Maybe I need to ask them about a commercial account. Well, that is my plan, Frankie. That is my plan. I'm looking forward to working on Pontiac because it is carbureted. I will probably do HEI just because of I don't want to mess with points. But as far as the rest of the smog pollution, there's nothing like that on there. But we got to work on the 2-barrel, which I mean work on it, replace it. So Mark's been or was drag racing since 1987. It's very tough to find sponsors. I understand that. Plus, it's no fun when the track you race at gets a sponsor out from under you. Yeah, that would be aggravating if especially if they pulled your sponsor and stuff. And yeah, I don't have the gift of gab, the salesman in me. I couldn't sell ice to an Eskimo. Some people can. I can't. I'm never have been a salesman, and probably never will be. I guess I'm too blunt. Well, Mark, I'll have to say that I had probably only been to a drag strip 2 or 3 times in my whole life. And then last September, I actually went to a drag race and entered the drag race and ran down the track multiple times over that weekend. I can see it could become addicting, but the worst part about it, I guess mine lasts a little longer than everybody else's, but some of the guys were going to the end of the track in 7 seconds. That just Not very much fun, but it's for a short period of time. Tuning carburetors, yeah. Well, I've never messed with carburetors a whole lot. I've replaced a few of them. Oh, commercial account, you'll get parts for cost, huh? Well, that's good because O'Reilly's is 3 times the price of most places. So, and that is the only parts store we have in our county. We have, let me count them here. 1, 2, 3. I think we have 5 O'Reillys in our county and 2 AutoZones, and the AutoZones are new. I actually went to one of them, stood at the counter for like 15 minutes, and nobody came to help. Nobody. Wasn't a soul in the store. I think they were all in the back unloading something, but anyway, I just walked out and left, so haven't darkened the door since. That's half the fun when we get it right. It's super satisfying. Yeah. Yes, there's an art to it. Also, running the lifters down, I think, is also there's an art to it. I watched my brother do it many times. It's what he did all his life. He had his own shop, and he would work on anything from. He wouldn't work on motorcycles unless it was his own, but uh, cars, trucks, to tractors, to combines, to semis. You name it, he'd work on it. So I did not get that skill, although that's what he did all his life. Yeah, it's a pipe dream, I guess, Randy. I don't expect it happening, but if it does, it does. More power to anybody. Um, Rock bottom racing. Well, I did circle track racing back in the early to mid '90s, late '80s, early '90s, and that was pretty much a bottomless pit. And at least it lasted longer than 7 seconds, but you bust your hump all week long working on the vehicle to go out and run a couple races, and usually something tears up. That or somebody T-bones you or something. Um, and then you fix it again. I got to the point I quit fixing the body on mine. So, because if you had a new paint job, you were a target. It's like putting a bullseye on you. Mark, I believe it was the 8th mile. It is, I think, 58 degrees today right now, Richard. Yesterday was 75. It was nice yesterday, but unfortunately, I was in the shop here. So I didn't get out to enjoy the weather because I was on a mission. I had to get something done, so. Did you get your channel in LLC? No, I did not. I never even thought about getting an LLC. What's the benefits to it? Pep Boys was supposed to come to Canada, but Canadian Tire created Part Source to compete with Pep Boys, and Pep Boys dropped the idea. We only have one. There's very few Pep Boys. There's only one, and it's about 40 miles away from me. And then the next one is probably, I'm going to say, at least 3 to 4 hours away. So Not a big area for Pep Boys. 12 degrees below zero. Burr. Well, just keep thinking warm thoughts, Richard. 720 is on the eighth mile. That's pretty quick. Pretty quick. Tax write-offs. It helps with the commercial accounts and parts stores and tools. You got a tax number and all that stuff too? Okay. Well, I'm not anti-government, but less is more, in my opinion. The less I can keep my government out of my personal business, the better off I am, I think. So I'll look into it, but I can't see me doing that. But okay, Chris, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate the support. How's things? You busted your hump, I know. Are people getting them engines shipped to you, or you having to go round them up? Yeah, Jared, I'm like most guys. A lot of the cars, some of the cars will be registered. I do have titles for everything I got except for the Pinto, and hopefully that will be coming back in a few weeks. So everything that I have purchased that has titles, I'll end up having to pay personal property tax on. But like I say, they are projects. They are not, probably not going to keep them. The Mustang's a toy. Probably won't be keeping it. I'll get it doing what I want to, and then I'll probably let it go down the road to the next person that wants to take it a little further. So, kind of put my twist on it, kind of like Buff did on this van. He put his spin on it, and I bought it from him, and I'm putting my spin on it, and then eventually it'll probably move on to somebody else. So, yep, Pintos are hard to find. I need a grill for one. It's 78. Any of y'all know where I can get a grill? I know somebody said to have somebody 3D print it, and that's a thought. I just have to find somebody that would do that or has the capability of doing it. I imagine it would take a pretty good sized printer. And again, I'm a tight ass, so. Yep, I agree. Now I can't say that on the Pontiac. Pontiacs are kind of they're not very plentiful anymore. And I've always kind of liked Pontiacs, and I may have to keep it. Even the boss lady said, we drove by it the other day, and she says, that is a good looking car. Even though it is a four-door, I think it's kind of cool myself. But I have weird tastes. I like cool and unusual, or, odd and unusual. I just hope she cooperates a little bit more than the old Muck One does. So, yep, you can't keep them all, even though we'd like to. But hell, it's hard to keep up maintenance on everything, keeping batteries charged up and everything else would be a royal pain in the butt. You know, nothing's cheap anymore. I mean, hell, a battery's costing you $200 for a battery anymore. And, you know, if you don't drive them daily, you're probably lucky to get three or 4 years out of it. So, people laugh at our drag strip runs, but we like our burnouts. Yep. Ah, tell Chester I said, hey, man. He probably don't know what to do with Dad being out of town. He's a funny dude. Yeah, I would like to have went to Florida this year. I know, and being I've never entered any burnout competitions, I definitely would not go down there to do a burnout myself because right now I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. Yeah, I know how to do a burnout. I did several. I've done several in my life, but not like that. So someday, maybe. Not this year though. Won't. It won't happen. So, but like I said, there's always next year, and I'll have to get prepared to get signed up for tickets for next year. But anyway, I'm looking forward to Poverty Tour. I know you are too, Jared. But I'm just not sure if I'll be able to go all the way to Utah. That's a good drive out there. When I committed to it, I didn't realize that's where the direction. I know that last few years they had went to Tucson to the drag strip, but you gonna try to go all the way? Where does it go? Utah, I know, and there's a down day in Utah. Once it leaves Utah, then it does. I'm guessing it comes back to Missouri or back to Joplin area. I'm guessing. I don't know. I know I invited one of the dentists from Twisted Mopar Garage. Ends in Denver, Colorado. Okay. I invited Dennis from Twisted Mopar Garage to ride shotgun on Poverty Tour, and he said he was in. I know I plan on when the weather breaks and it stays warm for a couple days back to back, I've got to drive to Illinois, and he's given me a 302 that I can build. The worst part about it, to get to 302, I got to bring a boat back. So, but that's okay. I'm sure I can get rid of the boat with the outdrive. All I want's the motor. I've been looking around at motors, and seems like no matter what you find, everything's going to have to be rebuilt. So, nope, boats are not my thing either. But it's got a Ford 302 in it. I shouldn't have to change anything but the exhaust. From what I understand, I haven't actually looked at the boat, but I was going to put headers on it anyway, so it's really not that big expense. It's all carbureted, not FEI. Worst part about it is getting rid of a 22-foot fiberglass boat. And I'll get rid of it one way or the other. I do have an excavator. I can crush it up pretty small. And if it goes a trash bag at a time to the landfill, so be it. I'll try to sell it or give it away once I get the motor pulled out and nobody wants it, it'll go to the trash. So, because it's not going to sit around here on my property. My plan is if Poverty Tour does well, I'm probably going to try the last part of Power Tour. I know I don't have tickets for it, but I will try to do the last part of Power Tour, like St. Louis, Springfield, and Tulsa. So maybe able to, being just reasonably close, I think I can probably do that for a couple days. So, and that'll be my big advance until the No Name Nationals in September, unless something comes up between now and then. But I plan on probably taking the Pontiac and the van to the No Name Nationals. It's going to be 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit here today. Yeah, I appreciate that, Carlo. You just pour that salt in that wound. You just do that, buddy. Remember, when it's summer here, it's going to be winter there, and I'll return the favor. So there you go. Oh, I'm sure we'll all be spent on Poverty Tour. My thing is, are you getting your motel rooms already? Because I haven't even looked into motel rooms yet. But I'm sure you probably have some ends with that. Fuel? What about fuel? Getting fuel or? Carlo, do you get snow in Australia? Oh, it's going to eat you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully. There should, unless he's stopping in some little towns, motel shouldn't be that big a deal, I wouldn't think. But I don't know all the stops. I haven't really sat down and studied it yet. Got to get the car ready before I go that far. So I've already paid my money and booked for the No Name Nationals. I did that, I think, in January. Yep, I'm not above sleeping in my car. Back when I worked EMS, I slept many a nights in it, sitting up in the passenger seat of an ambulance. So, not a fun thing to do. But when you get tired enough, you'll sleep wherever you need to. Excuse me, guys. On the East Coast, we do, but not here in Western Australia, where I'm from. So you're in the tropical part of Australia, huh, Carlo? Yep. Unfortunately, mine's not a big four-door, but I'll sleep in the back seat before I'll sleep on the ground. My body couldn't stand sleeping on the ground. That's why I do not do tent camping no more. Guess I could take a folding cot and a tarp, throw a tarp over the top of the car, and run the cot off to the side. Poor people has poor ways, right? Yeah, that's least of my worries, really. As long as they going, as long as they don't get kicked out of the Walmart parking lot again, like they did last year. I'm sure you probably know the story that. I think Buffett made a comment the other day. They got kicked out of Harbor Freight down there in New Mexico. That's a story I want to hear. Harbor Freight is not a customer, does not do very good customer service anymore. I know my local one, I bought a compression tester when I was doing the Mustang. And the one I bought didn't have an adapter or would not work for the motor. So I really couldn't use it. So I took it back and I told them this did not work for my application. And I wanted a refund. Well, they charged me a restocking fee, which I thought was horse crap. But anyway, they did. And I called the company to complain, and they said it was the manager's discretion. And I drive 35 miles now to Harbor Freight, so I don't go to that store. So anyway, my deal. Cracker Barrel, yeah. Like I say, I don't know the exact route we're going yet, so I don't know. I know they're going to be taking back roads, and but Harbor Freight. A lot of the problem is a lot of the business do allow overnight parking, but then like they do here at our Walmart, they allow for the most part overnight parking, but there's a city ordinance against overnight parking. And they will come and knock on your door and tell you to move. If you're in a camper or whatever. So you got to be pretty stealth about it. Yeah, I thought it was Route 66. Unfortunately, a lot of Route 66 is on I-44. That's probably why they started in Joplin, because Route 66 goes right through the center of town. So, Power Tour is doing the first part of Route 66 south of Chicago all the way to Tulsa. So there'll be overlap between the two, and which I've driven the Illinois and Missouri part several times. So, and pretty much 3/4 of Oklahoma. But as far as that, I haven't been any further west. There were 4 beeps that went off on my end. I do not know. I got some text messages. My phone was getting low, so it might have been it was warning me that it was warning me my phone was getting low. That's the only thing I can think of, Mark. I get audible notifications on text messages, and I'm sure a lot of it's some of it's spam and whatever. But anyway, as far as that, that's the only thing. I don't think there's a bomb or anything blowing up. So hopefully not. I I vaguely remember hearing it. I don't know if it was on my end, to be honest with you. It very well could have been. But I'm about half deaf anyway. Uh, I'd say over 30 years of hearing sirens in my ears is probably got some hearing loss from it. So it happens. People, 20 likes. $4.20. Jared, do you know what Buff's taking to Poverty Tour? I know Jim's got some kind of big old cruiser that he's taking. And I think Dalton's got a wagon, doesn't he? Okay, no problem. I'm just shocked that he's still in New Mexico if he's ever made it back yet. But I know according to his Instagram stuff, looked like he was still down there buying up the country. I posted on his Instagram. I told him, I said, dude, you got a problem. You need to seek help. I don't know if he ever responded to it or not, but we all have that problem. Marketplace is an addiction. And I think the people that are selling vehicles on Marketplace realize that, and they are trying to make bank on their junk. I always try to keep my purchases under $1,000, but that's kind of pretty tough anymore. Okay. Yes, it is. Why weren't we doing this back when cars you could buy about anything for 200 bucks? I could. I remember a 76 Pontiac Grand Prix for 200 bucks. And it ran. Them days are so long gone. I would love to have that car now. It was a turd mobile, but I would still love to have it right now. Yes. I couldn't remember what it was called. Plus, and look at all the good engines we lost on that Cash for Clunkers. And they ruined all them engine blocks. There's no telling how many small blocks and big blocks we lost during all that. And it's like you said, Randy, I'm here to help you. I'm from the government. Or I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. That's the biggest damn damn lie that ever been said. So, oh, I know it's hard. Well, I gave more for the Pontiac than I wanted, but you know what? If you want it bad enough, you're gonna have to pay for it. Pay to play, right? Yep. I can't say that I ever said that in my career. I'm sure you probably never said it either. What I said and probably what I would have liked to said responding to a call probably wouldn't have been the same. Mine would have been more, what's your frequent people? I know you had some of those. What's your problem today? Because after you've been there several times, you know. Like I told you before, my first boss, when I got into it, said if you're not generating one complaint a week, you're not doing your job. He was a good boss. So, yep. All right, Richard, thanks for coming in. You stay warm there. Uh, I'll be watching for more of the RC stuff. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Went to some places so much I should have had a key to their house. I had a boss that said I needed to use a force situation. What I that said I needed use of force situation because I would just diffuse the situation and gave him a good one. Well, back when I started, there was no such thing as a use of force form. So you just added it in the report as the keyword assisted. I know you know what I mean. Huh. So, Jared, I'm guessing you're kind of in the public servants work. I hated that packet. Oh, they did. Had citizen review on it. Oh my God. Proper or not, like you said, there was a lot of assisting people. Well, we're helpful, Randy. We like to assist people. That's just that's what public servants do. They assist people. Aha. So you're one of those, huh? It's a pretty thankless job. Well, firefighters, you get a lot of thanks for as a firefighter. A police officer, you do not. A paramedic, sometimes. But a police officer is a very thankless job. Okay, I will see you in a bit, Beth. Jack came to the good side. Yeah, it's a treacherous drive from her work to home, Randy. I think it's 11 miles of endless curves and drop offs. Yeah. Yep. You get called everything in the book. My favorite is my two favorite was I pay your salary. Well, you know what? I pay my own salary too. So there you go. They didn't know how to respond to that because if you're a taxpayer, you pay your partner's salary when you have to pay your own. And number two, I'm going to sue you. My response to I'm going to sue you is stand in line. There's a long list. I usually shut them up, so for the most part. Yeah. And with the climate that the government made back in 2017, when I was eligible to retire, I jumped at it. Do I miss the job? Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, but I had gone as far up in the ranks as that I could. I made sergeant. There at the time there was nothing higher than a sergeant in our department, and so there was nowhere else to go. So it was time that I bowed out, which my people skills were very going away. What little I had were going away very quickly. Yep. And you know what? I'm sure you're a hell of a lot less stressed than what you were too. Came to the private sector. Way more money. Okay, yeah. Yes, I'm sure it is. Well, by the time I left, I had well, let's just put it this way. They're starting people off by probably $10 more an hour than what I was making in 2017. So, but back when I was trying to get in the job, it was scrutiny was pretty tough to get in. I mean, now it's pretty much if you have a pulse, they'll hire you and can pass a background check. Yeah. Oh, I think when I started, I went from one department, from a city department to a county department, and took a $10,000 a year pay cut. But doing that, I got a take home car, which means a lot to have a take home car. Uh, didn't outweigh $10,000, but a lot better department, a lot better management. Because I worked for the city, not only were you fighting the bad people and a portion of the public, you were also fighting administration on a daily basis. Upper administration, not the sergeants or anything else, but the upper administration. They were looking for something to nitpick at you. So, needless to say, that job I did not miss. Would I do it again? Probably. I probably would. I'm a glutton for punishment. Well, all this $15 an hour BS started, and everybody had to jump their pay up because, I mean, I'm sorry, if you're gonna get paid $15 an hour to flip burgers at McDonald's, I'll be damned if I strap a gun on the side too for $15 an hour. Ain't happening. Yep. Oh, really? Well, they they probably start out a little bit better than not have to bump the pay up. So uh, I know my uncle and my grandfather both retired from Illinois Central, and my uncle he was a welder and made boxcars, and my grandpa painted them. Unless I'm talking about something different on the RR, I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think only one time have I made over $40 an hour, and that was when I worked in a factory when I was probably one of my, I guess it was my second actual job that I worked on Thanksgiving Day, and I got to figure it up here. I made $48 an hour, but I only made it for 2 hours. It was holiday pay plus time and a half plus double time on top of that, I think. But it was like $48 an hour. So, see, that's another thing I'm glad I don't have to deal with anymore either. Unions. Unions are kind of like the government. They actually suck off the working man. They take money out of the working man's pocket, dues the same as just like a tax for them, as far as I'm concerned. They take the money and you have no representation, kind of like the government does. So I know now I'm sounding like I'm anti-government. I'm really not. But when you're taxing the hardworking people to death, and that's not a Republican or a Democrat statement, that's a government statement. They're both guilty of it. Yeah. And they don't know and they don't want to look into it because you know what? It may rock the boat. But unfortunately, I've been the philosophy all my life that may not be a boat rocker, but you know, the squeaky wheel gets the most oil. So many times in my life have I been the squeaky wheel, especially when I was in the union, because for probably a year and a half, I was a shop steward. So, well, I can't say, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go back unless I had a cushy job. Um, but I stay on my few acres of ground, and I'm happy where I don't have to deal with the public. Exactly. And you know, people are more productive that way. If you, for the most part, um, if you're, most people, they know how to do the job. And let them alone. Let them do their job. Don't interfere with them. You just distract them. And I mean, we all, in our own right, get in our own rhythm. We have ways we do things, and it flows for us. So, um, when I worked at that factory I was talking about, the actual supervisor told me one time that they were told in a meeting that if you make your employees mad, they will work harder for you. I looked at him, and I could say this because I was related to him. I said, piss me off and just see how hard I work. I assure you, that is not the right philosophy. He just kind of looked at me like I was crazy. Well, I am probably crazy, but it's a fact. No, I'm on a soapbox, Frankie. You want to come up and join me? You're correct. That's exactly right. Piss me off, and I will do my damnedest to slack off and do less than I did before. That is a fact, 100%. The employer I have now, he hasn't figured that out, but he's kind of a dick to work for, if you know what I mean. Yes, and I do work for myself. But when I did work a job, yep. But when I did work a job and I was the boss, I would never ask an employee to do something that I would not do myself. And I would put myself in harm's way before I would put one of my people in harm's way. Just the way it was. That's true. That's true, Jared. Exactly right. We're probably harder on ourselves than what everybody else is. And and that's probably going back to the videos. I'm a work in progress. I'm probably the worst critic of my videos of anybody. I get bad comments just like everybody does, and that's fine. It's fine. Everybody's got an opinion. They like to say we all know that's like assholes. Everybody's got one. But anyway, I struggle to edit because I want it to be the best that I can do. Now, granted, it's far from great, but it is what it is. You had a poop bonanza? Good God, Carlo. You need to get them turds rounded up now. I'm telling you. Well, Jared, I probably do too. Back when I was pushing to get my 500 subs, it pretty much consumed my life. I've tried to not let it consume as much as it was. Well, from what I've seen of from when I began to watch your channel, Randy, to what I see now, the quality has went way up. You've done a lot of different things. You've added different techniques in. Um, the music I like the music. Don't get me wrong. I like the music. And one of these days I'm going to break down and probably start using some of the music. Um, I do have an actual, I don't know what you call it, a theme song for the Lone Wrench Garage that I actually made. Um, I've never published it out there, uh, but one of these days I may put it in a video. Um, Also, when you do I know you've done a few, the 360 for your regular video, that just really jacks me up. It does. It just jacks me up. Everything looks so freaking weird. That's all you can do. You can do it to the best of your ability and do put in what you think is relevant. And, you can't make people watch it, that's for sure. Would you like for them to watch it? Hell yeah, you would. But, you're always going to have negative Nellies or whatever you want to call them, Karens or whatever. It's like I did a short on a Studebaker truck. Probably got more views on it than I've ever got on any short. It's over 5,000 and it's still climbing. Well, some yahoo, I don't know where he was from, he put all thumbs down. I'm like, whatever. One guy said something about one was, I don't know and I don't care anymore. I just responded back, well, obviously you cared enough to make a comment. So you just helped out with the algorithm. They think that you're going to get all bent about it. So whatever. The 360 videos on the cars are cool. The ones that the 360 on your dailies, it's everything looks distorted on my end. Huh. Frankie, I am too poor to pay attention, buddy. Too poor to pay attention. Yep, that's true. Giving no thumbs is the worst. Yeah? And making comments also helps with the algorithm. Bad or good, it doesn't matter. It's interaction. That's what YouTube's looking at. So they think they're trying to hurt us. That's what they honestly think. And some people are just going to be that way. Some people are just they're naturally born asses. It is what it is. And I mean, I was brought up, you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing. And for the most part, I live by that. There are times that I open my mouth that I shouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, I think that they had a YouTube channel for 5 years and had like 9 subscribers with no profile picture. So that just goes to say, yep, I do have Halon. I do, and I still advertise. Still good. It's got buff sticker still on it. Got it in here doing interior work on it. So. Well, thanks for coming, Halon. Appreciate it. Yeah. Did Craig sneak in here? Or Craig, Halon, or you, Craig? I don't know everybody's names, so. Oh, I guess you are. Well, I'll have to try to remember that, Craig. I will try to remember. You are what you eat. Okay. What part of the world are you from, Craig? Are you a North Carolinian? We have a lot of people from North Carolina. Oh, okay. Canada. You are the third person from Canada today. It's been in here. Well, that's cool. I'm guessing you're got the cold temperatures up there too right now. We were 75 here in southwest Missouri yesterday. Today it's 58. So, and I think tomorrow it's supposed to be colder. I think it's mainly going to be in the 50s for the following week. 65 here. Well, you're probably getting the weather either today or tomorrow that we had here. I think you're usually about 2 days behind us on the weather. Only minus 11 today. Well, balmy. You're probably out there in shorts and a tank top. I don't like cold weather. Absolutely hate it. Yes, Beth? Yes, you can park in your spot. I walked over today. You're welcome. Well, I prefer the hot over the cold, but we're all different. Uh, a guy in the movies. Well, I assure you, it wasn't me, Craig. Well, I hate wearing long sleeves. I hate wearing jackets. Uh, yeah, I'll agree. When it gets really humid and hot, I don't care for it. But unfortunately, knock on wood here, that if it does get to the point that I do have air conditioning in the shop if I need to. I agree. I've actually been looking a little bit at Arizona. I've also been looking at Texas, um, Florida as a last resort. Even Mexico has come to mind a couple times. So, all right, Jared, you have a good one. I'm probably not going to be on here much longer. So, yep, we'll see you on the next one, and I'll be watching your videos, buddy. Have a good day. Yeah, I've been thinking Yuma, Arizona. It's right on the border. Supposed to have the most days of sunshine of any place in the United States. Which I'm all about the sunshine. Tennessee, I think it's income tax, I believe. I lived in Tennessee for about 3 months. Um, it's a beautiful state, absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. I lived south of Knoxville, Tennessee for a while. Um, moved there for a job. Uh, Job didn't pan out the way I thought it was going to, so I moved back to the hellhole of Illinois, and I moved to Missouri in 2000 and haven't looked back. So my biggest complaint about Missouri is personal property taxes. Not much on them. That's double taxation. You pay for sales tax when you buy the car, then every year you have to pay taxes on the same stuff you already own. Well, hello, Gator. I tried to come on your live stream earlier today. I don't know if there was YouTube problems or what the deal was. He came in for taxes, yeah. He's probably collecting taxes is what he's doing. Are you a tax collector, Gator? You was Nashville for 2 days, learned to stay north of the Cumberland River. Yeah. Yeah, we went through there, I guess 2 years ago. We actually, where did we go? Oh, that was the year we went to Mayberry, North Carolina, and we came back and stopped in Nashville for a few days and done some touristy stuff there. Well, I was watching, and then you didn't have sound when you was driving. Then you got to the, I'm guessing the marina. I bet you do, Lars. I bet traffic and trying to deliver stuff, finding places to park is an absolute nightmare, especially with all the people there. Yeah, you did. There was no sound when you were driving. I don't know if you seen my comment about the bicycle guy. I don't know if that showed up or not. But you know, I told you, 20 points for the bicycle. But there was no sound then. Then you got to the marina and you had sound. I heard you talking. I responded to your comment. And then poof, no sound again. Yeah, I just seen a guy that just first thing that popped in my mind. And I'm pretty bad about spitting out what the first thing pops to my mind. Nashville is it's a cool town. I remember going to it, probably 20 plus years ago, maybe longer than that. It was not near as crowded. Let me guess. Let me think about that for a minute. It was, actually, I think the first time I went to Nashville was probably in the early 80s. And it wasn't near the town it is now. So. Gator don't play. BizCall muted me, and then I forgot I was streaming and hit the Pandora. Okay. It was 1995 for me when I went to Nashville. Yeah. Yeah, we did when we were there. We done the touristy thing and actually went to. I don't know if you guys are familiar. We actually went to a taping of the Huckabee show, which was pretty cool. I mean, it really was. You got to see the cameras and it was on. I guess they broadcast it on TBN network. Now there's no longer a Huckabee show because now he's the ambassador to Israel, the United States ambassador to Israel. So. But it was interesting. Actually got to meet the guy. He was the governor of Arkansas. His daughter is now. But actually got to meet the guy. Had a nice little conversation. Got a couple photographs of him. Autograph. Very genuine guy. It was something I'll remember all my life. But it was cool. And tickets were free. It's a shame that the show is no more, but it is what it is. Yeah, we did all the museums there, and for the most part, in Nashville. The actual Ryman Auditorium and Sure was a whole lot smaller inside than what I expected it to be. And I couldn't believe they didn't even have dressing rooms. I guess they didn't need them back in the day. But there's still a lot of places I want to travel to. We got a couple more years before I'll be able to get out and do it. It's Lars is a self-guided tour type thing. Hello, Dennis. How are you? I was talking about you earlier. I was calling you Shotgun. Uh, yeah, it's a cool place. Very cool. And I was just shocked. You know, there's like a little foyer on each end of the building, and that's about it. Yeah. Today's been my down day, Dennis. The last 2 days I've spent about 11 hours in the shop here, and I came over today to kind of organize some crap, and I stole the CD player out of the Mustang to put in the van. So I'd been looking for a used one on Marketplace, and then lo and behold, I got in the Mustang and I said, I'll be damned, there's a CD player. So, and it's a Pioneer. So I yanked it out of the Mustang, and it's going to go in the console of the van. So I went down there in his 18-wheeler to deliver some cargo. On an overnight stay, we hit Printer's Alley and the Wild Horse Saloon. Sounds like fun. Time waits for no one. Don't put things off. Well, I have to wait. My wife still works even though I'm retired. So once she is completely retired, that's the plan. Hopefully my health holds out for that. I know my father, he waited too long. His health turned worse, and then he wasn't able to travel. But I'm hoping between 65 and 70, I can see as much country as I can, and then I'll probably be done. I may venture I would like to go to Australia sometime. There's not too many countries I really want to go see, but Australia is one of them. I do have some cop buddies that's in Italy that came to the U.S. to visit us. I would like to see them. I think 2 of them live in Milan, and one of them actually lives in Rome. So even though there was a communication gap between Italian and English, never retire. Never say never, Gator. But though, if you're your own boss, you can do that. You can do as little or as much as you want to do. Well, if you come with me to Poverty Tour, Dennis, you're going to make it to Utah. That's west. And Jared was in here earlier, Jack Stands and Tree Stands. He said it actually ends in Denver, Colorado. I'm not sure if the Pontiac will keep up with the traffic in Denver. They drive like fools there. Frank, are you asking me if I'm satisfied or someone else? France sucks, never been there. I don't have no desire to go to France. there's too much of the United States I still want to see. As much as I hate to say it, I still want to go to California because there's some sights I want to see. I want to drive on Highway 101. That's kind of on my bucket list along the coast. I want to see the redwoods. There's probably a few other places I want to go, but as far as I used to want to go to Hollywood and this and that, and from what I understand, it's pretty much a cesspool. So, not that you want to step foot in the Pacific. Okay. I've been in the Atlantic. I have never been in the Pacific. I've been in the Gulf of America before it was the Gulf of America, but I've been in the Gulf of Mexico. I guess in a way that's kind of the Atlantic again, but I was in the Atlantic in Daytona Beach when I was younger. Not much of an ocean person, especially when you can't swim and the undertow starts dragging you out. Rain for 7 days, huh? I'm not sure where Punta, where that's at. I'm guessing, is that at Mexico? And I classify the Gulf as the dirty Atlantic. But when I went, it was what they call it, red tide. I do have Bigfoot near me. And if you're not careful at nighttime, he will jump out in front of you. He's an ugly old stinky dude. Yeah, you're definitely right. I know my grandparents. Well, I don't even know if they really actually took vacations. I mean, they took vacations, vacation time, but they spent it on their farm or on their property. I'm sure my grandfather probably scheduled his vacations around planting season or harvest season. My parents actually took them on vacation a couple times, short trips, just random things, adjoining states and stuff. It's probably the further they ever went. The Gulf is your home. I love it and hopefully never leave. Yep. It's in the Dominican Republic. Never been there, so I don't know. I have been to Cancun, Mexico. I went on a cruise ship one time, and it was interesting. Oh, that's another place I want to go. It's not overseas, but it might as well be overseas, is Alaska. I do want to go to Alaska. I want to do Hawaii and Alaska, and then basically all the states are on my bucket list. I've been to 10 different states. I haven't been northeast, and I have not been west. I have been to Las Vegas, is the farthest west I've been. I have went to the southeastern corner of California along the Arizona border. I have been to the Grand Canyon. Been to Denver. Been to South Dakota. And pretty much all Midwestern states. I have not been up to Maine or New England area. Don't really care. I have been in New York, but it was Northwestern, so I care nothing about the big cities. Although I would like to go see the 9/11 site and the Statue of Liberty. If that happens, fine. If it doesn't, not that big a deal. So, well, guys, it looks like it's winding down a little bit. I think I'm going to get off here and go over to Never Done Projects, visit with them a little bit. I want to thank everybody for coming in, hanging out, spending some of your day with me. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys next Wednesday. What's that? I've only been into the U.S. once, and that was Buffalo. Not a good representation. You're right. There's a lot nicer places than Buffalo. So don't let that, and don't let the media tell you that we're all bad people, because if you believe the media, you're believing the wrong people. So, see y'all. Talk to you later.